Howdy PreCal, it is Miss Kosh and I am continuing the notes on ellipse, so go back and watch the first video. I realized I forgot in this first one to circle the fact that this is horizontal because the bigger value is with X, it sends it out farther that way. This next one is now going to be vertical because this value is bigger. And so I'm going to find my center is going to be 4, -2. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, 2 is right here. I'm going to move 4 units in the X direction, so that should take me back to 0 and out to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that is now, these are now my co-vertices at 0, -2, and 8. That's an 8, -2. I call this the A value, and I would say that it's 4, but the A value now corresponds to the co-vertices, which is a little confusing, or it can be. I probably won't ask you what A, B, and C is. I would probably just verify. I would want you to tell me these things and not care if you call it A or B. Okay, so in this one, I would call the B value that's 7, and that's going to take me up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I hope I counted right. -2 to -7. Okay, so this should be at +5. So I still had an X value of 4. I went down to, nope, I went up to 5, and I was at 4, and I went down to -9. Are they 14 apart? They are. Were these 8 apart, which is twice this? Yes, they are. So the major axis length is 14. The minor axis length is 8. The C value, so C squared is equal to the absolute value of A squared minus B squared. So I would say 16, the absolute value of 16 minus 49. When I subtract those, I get, oh, that's annoying, 33. So C is going to be equal to the square root of 33. Okay, which the square root of 33 lives between the square root of 25 and the square root of 36. Why did I pick those numbers? Because this is 5 and this is 6. So what I'd like to see you do is plot this point between 5 and 6 units away. When we actually, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm somewhere in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, somewhere in here for my foci. When we write them out, I want to be a little more precise. So the C value is the square root of 33. The foci, we were at an X value of 4. We started at this -2, and then we added or subtracted the square root of 33, and we're going to leave it like that. Okay, so my ellipse looks something like this. And then my domain goes from 0 to 8, and my range went from -9 to +5. Okay, now we get to do, completing the square again. So I'm going to come along and say x squared plus 6x plus a box, and then I'm going to put my y squared together plus, oh, this has a 4y squared. I'm going to wait for my triangle until I kind of, this would equal -9, and I need to do plus a box because I already wrote the box. I shouldn't have done it yet, but that's fine. So I have an x squared plus 6x plus a box, plus I'm going to factor out that 4, and that gives me a 2 squared. That's not 2 squared. The 2 is coming here. Y squared minus 2y plus a triangle equals a -9 plus a box, which we already had, and then now this is 4 times the triangle, plus 4 triangle. Okay, so this x plus 3 squared gives me 9. This y, half of that is -1 squared gives me a 1. So 9 goes in my box, 1 goes in my triangle. When I clean this up, I see a -9 and a +9, that's gone. 4 times 1 is 4. And now what I need to do is I need to divide everybody by 4. And when I do, I find that this becomes x plus 3 squared over 4 plus y minus 1 squared over 1 equals 1. And now this is the format for an ellipse. This would send us 2 units on in each x direction, and this would send us 1 unit in our y direction. Okay, let's keep going while I still have a little bit of time and a little bit of work. Okay, so on this one, we don't have anything else to shift our graph left or right, so we just need to divide here by 36. So if I divide one place, I have to divide all of them. So this gives me an x squared over 9 plus a y squared over 36 is equal to 1. And so this one is going to be, so we're centered at the origin. We're going to go 3 units, 1, 2, 3 in the x direction, 1, 2, 3, because that's the square root of 9. And we're going to go 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so here is our lovely, I've done worse. Okay. So the center was 0, 0. I call the A value 3, even though this now leads us to the co-vertices, and the B values are going to lead us to the vertices. Call that 6. So the vertices were at 0, actually plus or minus 6. The co-vertices are at plus or minus 3, comma 0, because we went 3 in either direction, and we started at 0. The C value, C squared equals the absolute value of A squared, was it 9, minus B squared, 36. And so what does that give me? 27. So C is going to equal the square root of 27. This becomes 3 root 3 as our C value. So C is 3 root 3. 27 is a little bit more than 5. The square root of 27 is a little bit more than the square root of 25, which is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to be, oh, it's really close in here. You can't tell. My points are so big that you can't even see it. So this is 0. And then plus or minus 3 root 3. How long was the major axis? It was twice. The 6 is 12. How long is the minor axis? It was twice that, which is 6. The domain went from negative 3 to positive 3. The range went from negative 6 to positive 6. And I still have time, I think. Write an equation and graph an ellipse with the center here. Okay. So I have x minus 1 squared. And then I'm going to have a y plus 3 squared. And it says a major horizontal axis. Okay, so that of 10. So that means I'm going to go 5 in each direction on the x. Okay, let's graph this. 1, negative 1, 2, 3. I'm going 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a total of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a minor axis length of 4. I lied. Of 8, but that means 4 in each way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here is my ellipse. Okay, so this equals 1. So how much did I move in the x direction? I moved 5 each way, so that's a 25 here. I moved 4 each way here, that's a 16 there. And we wrote the equation and graphed it. Did I ask for anything else? Write the equation and graph an ellipse. Done. Okay, let's see if I can do this last problem before the bell rings. Write the equation of ellipse, the major axis endpoints. Oh, okay. So 10, 2, and negative 8. Okay, negative 8, 2. So we know that the center is going to be at 1, because it's the average of those. I'm going to go 9 units, then 9 more units. 1, 2 is the center, is the HK. And the foci, oh, okay. The foci are at 6, 2. So this C distance here is, my brain just stopped, 5. Okay, so our A value is 9, and our C value is 5. So I know that C squared is equal to the absolute value of, actually, the A squared is going to be bigger. So A squared minus B squared. So I know that 25 is going to equal 81 minus B squared. If I subtract, what is that, 25, it would be 50 to get to 75, so 56. My B squared is equal to 56. So x minus, where was my center? 1 over something, plus y minus my center, my y value of my center is equal to 1. How much did I move in the x direction? And my A value is 9, so I'm going 81. And then this, I've never found B, but I found B squared, which goes right here, and that's my answer. So, there we go. Like, subscribe, comment, and let me know how I can help you. All right, good luck. Go practice.